Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new video. Today we're doing the Around the Verse recap from this week, and I like to keep this a little bit short but pretty juicy in my opinion. First we'll be talking about the Around the Verse studio update from the UK studios. Then we will be talking about some general information, and we also talk about the highlights from the interview with Zurovec and the lead AI programmer. So let's get straight into it. They received lots of feedback, and they're fixing a lot of bugs for the new patches. They're also reviewing the Wolf Fly model right now, which is hopefully in by 2.6.1. The Misc Razer is getting a look at next, and they are working it through its paces to get the whitebox stage ready. Also, they are working on the Caterpillar, which is getting a rework on the throttle up and down engine effects. So that should be a lot cooler. And for the Herald, they are working on the explosions effects, which you can see right now, which look pretty amazing in my opinion. Also, as you can see right now, they are actually showing off a lot of different weapons firing, and you can see the impact effects, which look very cool in my opinion. The artist doing this job did a really amazing job right there. So they're also working on the surfaced outposts, which are going to take a look at next as well, and it's going to look awesome, and they're working hard on it. There are lots of gameplay opportunities in this area which they can explore, and which we'll see also in the 3.0 patch, of course. There's also some general information which I just want to tell. The Spectrum beta will go live soon. Actually, that's what Chris Robert said, and they encourage you to test it out when it comes online, so they can actually test out some systems, and which are pretty cool. So now we're getting into 40-minute interview, which I took some highlights from. So let's get straight into that. They're talking about AI having to turn accordingly to fit with a certain object. I also made a video about this, and I will put it in the card right now. It was in an ATV recap if you really want to get into the nitty-gritty stuff of it. But basically, if you're at a chair and you take a seat, you don't want to turn 180 degrees to get into the seat, but you want to have it like a smooth animations to make it more believable. So to get that working, it's pretty hard, I guess. So Tony Zurovec says something really cool right here. He says that it can be done, but they have to look at the release schedule of Squirtle 42 as well. Then he tells that they have talked about maybe releasing some iterative release to expose those systems, those specific systems regarding movement and emotions, to release it to us for testing purposes. So perhaps we get like a mini Squirtle 42 level, which we can actually test out for, well, regarding this specific test thing. So the AI make good motions and they feel very solid, and we can hopefully test them out. But he also said that it is not sure, they are just debating it a little bit and playing with the ID. So yeah. Also, then in conclusion, he also says the vertical slide's biggest problem was, and why they hold it off, was the animation integration into the system. That's just basically very hard, and I can imagine that is why they cancelled the vertical slice, which they actually want to show off in 2016, and then they said like, okay, we will postpone it a bit, but we haven't seen it so far, so I'm actually personally not expecting it anytime soon. So then they also talked about a pretty cool topic, which I didn't even know they were considering this, but let's get it right here. They also talked about having certain operations being handled by an AI. This is not done by an actual crew member, but an AI module. Think about the computer chip right there, which can operate a turret, for example, so it doesn't have to be physically crewed. This will not work for complex tasks probably, like the chief medical officer, but for more simple tasks like turret operation, and also some speculation from my side, like damage control systems, power relay systems, and perhaps some other simple systems as well. So that's pretty cool. You will also be able to customize this AI which actually, well, to make it fit your playstyle. This actually sounds a little bit like IFTT for me, which is if this then that. So if you actually say, okay, when my thruster gets hit, I want the AI to actually relay the power to shield systems, for example, because that's your playstyle. When your engine gets hit, you want maximum shielding, so you actually have a little bit of protection and you can think about what your next move is. That's just for example. Maybe if your turret gets shot, you want to relay all the power to the engine, so you actually make a sprint for it and get the hell out of there. So yeah, that was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool interview. So yeah, I certainly like this around the verse, and I'm happy to see the development process into the new year. So that was pretty much all there is to it from this around the verse. If you want to see the whole interview, you can also do that. I didn't find too much new information in the interview, and I think I got some sweet highlights there. I don't think you will find a lot of new information in it anyways, but you can always try if you're just hungry for a lot more info. Anyways, this was the Around the Verse recap for this week. If you'd like to see more, you can see the video on the left, which is actually the Citizen Column recap to keep you inspired with development. And here on the right, you can actually see the Caterpillar tour, which is also pretty interesting since it's a super awesome ship in my opinion. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers!